You think we'd be sick? I'm running out of energy. See, we use.
Stop scrolling. What up, world? It's Legrand, hip hop artist and climate activist. Welcome to Season 2 of Keep That Same Green Energy podcast. As we always do, we allow our guests to introduce themselves. I have a wonderful guest with me for this episode. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Stacey Ross. I am everyone's favorite cousin, also Legrand's favorite cousin. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a professional organizer and an event planner. So I organize people and I organize events.
And does. Absolutely does. So, Stacey, we like to connect our guests with Legrand, the artist, or with the movement, the climate action movement. How would you say that you know the artist Legrand, and is there an interesting perspective encounter that you would like to share, whether it's particularly embarrassing or not? Share the connection from your perspective.
Well, we are first cousins. Our fathers are brothers. So I have a lot of memories of us growing up together. Nothing particularly comes to mind, but I will say you're always there to support, always at my birthday parties. I'm always at yours. We're hanging out. So just in general, you're cool. You're cool peoples.
Perfect. So I would say that one thing that I can always count on Stacey for is that energy. So as we talk about Keep That Same Green Energy, and I'm loving the shirt. Obviously, we're in Philly, about to see the Eagles play. It's a great thing to see the shirt. But your energy is always infectious. You have a tremendous love for the family. I think, you're like, every family has to have that person that is the historian, or that person that kind of is the glue that holds the family together. I think about, rest in peace, I think about Kenny. Like Kenny was person. Kenny was that person, right?
Yep.
So there's a person that in your family that you think of as like, Stacey will know. Like remember we had a question about we won't get into the discussion, but there was a question about, is there a connection between these certain siblings? Mark and I, we gotta ask Stacey. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
We gotta ask Stacey. Stacey will know. We're like, yeah, call Stacey.
Thank you for not calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I just did the text. Yeah, here's all the details, but call me back. So that is the way when I think of you and the energy and the glue for the family, and I applaud you for that, because if I think that way, a lot of family thinks that way, so they probably draw on you a lot. So I just want to publicly thank you for being who you are and keeping our family together. This is the family way, is our family slogan.
Yes.
And you are an essential part of that. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for agreeing to do the podcast.
Absolutely.
Somewhat reluctantly, maybe from some jitters, but no, I always appreciate people's opinions. You are someone that I trust will give genuine, candid feedback, and so that is appreciated. So my next question will be more about if you thought about a song that you think about when you either think of me as your cousin, or you think about the climate action movement. Is there a song that stands out in your head? And I'll preface it by saying, on the podcast, as you know, is we take the song that the guest comes up with, and we kind of flip it into another version of the song and bring it back at the end of the episode. So any song that comes to mind, anything you think of? And I can tell you, I won't let you use Family Reunion or something like that, because that's just too easy. It's too easy. I can't let you get that one.
Music isn't really my thing. Like, I like music and I can vibe with it, but to be able to tell you like an artist or a song or something like that, I don't know.
Okay. That's all right. It's all right. Is there a genre of music that if not that someone had a gun to your head, but if it was life, if life mattered, if it mattered, like, is there
Around climate change?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Just like
Just me in
yeah,
general?
just like-
Oh,
it was
R&B, hip hop. I mean, I like almost everything. It's more of a generalized thing for me. Like I'll listen to just about anything and I can dance to it. I can dance to non-music, which is what I did yesterday.
Oh, so we
Scared
might
some.
have to.
Yeah.
We might have to shoot to that, dude. Does the audience want to see that? We might have to. That might be the part of the episode. Instead of spilling bars, you might have to dance a little bit.
Okay, I am here for that because I'm not spilling any bars.
What about your favorite song? If you had to say your favorite song, what would it be?
Anything by Lizzo.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that I'm not a fan necessarily, but I couldn't think of 3 songs by her. I could probably think of 2, but we got we got DJ Nitty Gritty and some other producers that'll help figure out something that we can flip. So thinking about climate change, I know that, season 1. Well, let me ask this. So after you've binge watched season 1.
Okay.
Is there anything that stands out from the podcast that you would share?
I think the different perspectives, definitely. I was listening when you were recording, Mark, and talking about everyone's got a different perspective about it. And I mean, I think the general idea is that it's an important issue that needs to be discussed and discussed more by more people. Mm-hmm. But just, it's so different. It's one of those things where you think, yeah, climate change is a thing, but there's so many intricacies about it that it's not just cut and dry like a lot of people think it is. And myself included.
No, and to be completely transparent, going into it, I didn't know I would get that many different perspectives, right? So you think it's like, climate change is pretty straightforward. This is what's happening. But everybody has, and I think it was Skylar that, pointed out, but it's the decisioning, right? It's like the decisions behind, do you want to get active in the action or not? Some people don't have the luxury of being vegan, right? Because the bodega is the only spot you have to eat. So that green energy can be clean energy. It could be jealous, envy energy. And it could also be that team gang green energy, that Philadelphia Eagles green energy. And so when I think about keep that same green energy for you, of those options, what would be your favorite form of keeping that same green energy for you and why?
Okay, give them to me again.
So it's jealous envy.
Yeah, no. Okay.
It's obviously clean energy.
Yeah.
Or Philadelphia Eagles green energy.
I think we know what. I think we know.
I don't think the audience knows, though. I think the audience needs to feel it.
Keep the same Philadelphia Eagles green energy is where I am at for sure.
So in keeping with that, though, where did your green energy for the Eagles come from? Because again, us that grew up here in Philly, like you don't really have another option, right? Like, but where did yours come from?
So I grew up in Syracuse, New York, which is snow capital of the world,
Orange,
as everyone knows. Yes. Little known player played there, Donovan McNabb.
Okay.
So really it started with him when he got drafted, went to the Eagles, and then it helped that our dads were from Philly and a lot of his siblings and their kids still lived in Philly. So it was an easy transition for me.
So you know what? You just cleared up something for me. I used to always wonder why Mark was considered your favorite cousin, but now I get it because he was instrumental in bringing McNabb to the Eagles. That's the only reason why he edged me out. Now it makes sense. Now
sense.
You know.
Now the
Everybody
world
knows.
knows.
The world knows.
Yes.
Because I would never be second to Mark, obviously.
Never.
So, well, thanks for clearing that up. So on to, the true green energy and climate change. And actually, for season 2, we're going to focus a little bit different. But I'd be curious to hear what your perspective is of climate action as it relates to climate change or sustainability as it relates to climate change. And so when I talk about climate change, I'm saying climate change is what's happening, these weather anomalies because of global warming, and it's something that you can't do anything about, right? Those things are happening. But climate action is what we're deciding to do to help mitigate that, eliminate carbon footprint, those types of things.
So me, I drive a hybrid, which is great. I love it. Perfect. My last car was a hybrid. I just got a new car and had to go hybrid. Wasn't ready to go fully electric, but hybrid was perfect for me.
Perfect.
I love doing a meatless Monday. I tried to do meatless for a longer couple of weeks, months, but I enjoy meat. So that's that. But I try and limit my errands to 1 day a week. Trying to do everything I can to reduce that. Yeah.
That's good. So we talked about sustainability on the other podcast with Mark, right? So the one thing I want to bring up though is when I think in season 1 people heard us talk about meatless Mondays and vegan, and they didn't necessarily draw the connection, right? Mm-hmm. So what I try to get people to connect with is the demand for livestock is driven by our demand to eat those products, right? So, but livestock, and that's not just, the cows get a bad rap. It's not just the cows, it's deer, it's sheep. But all of those animals, give off the nitrates that, or the methane gas, the methane gas, which is holds in the heat in the atmosphere, which raises the surface temperature, and that melts, glaciers and stuff like that. That's what's kind of contributing to climate change. So I take a second just to, because a lot of people are like, why y'all talking about not eating meat? Like,
right.
So,
Me too.
so it's like, So again, just so the audience connects with what we're really talking about is doing what we can to reduce that demand, so that maybe they wouldn't do two things: continue to clear, all these acres of trees and land to create space for livestock to roam around, and then ultimately, fart and try to kill us, right? The methane. And then just that demand perspective, there's enough food that we feed livestock that we could feed whole nations of impoverished people. So just for the audience to understand there. So it sounds like you're already doing some things to keep that same green energy. Obviously, you're here in Philadelphia supporting the Philadelphia Eagles
always
as they will womp on the Falcons Monday night, and we'll be in the building. Before we go to the spill bars or fill jars part of this, are there any questions that you have for me about, what I'm doing, what this podcast is about, that may or may not be clear, or any comments that you want to give to the audience about, that you have questions about?
The only real question I have are, what are some other small changes that myself and the audience can make that aren't like, okay, I drive a gas car and now I'm going to go electric and go, like, what are some small things that we can do to help the movement?
Yeah, they're great questions. So there's
that I'm not already doing.
Yeah, no, there's obviously a myriad of resources on keepthatsamegreenenergy.org, but I find new stuff every day. But simple things like reusable plastics, like finding, instead of just tossing them away, just finding multiple uses of them. Even things like thrifting, where how you get your clothes and how you use them. Those are things. Obviously, the water usage is one thing in itself. I think for me, the biggest thing is just doing things that are sustainable. So, like, growing your own food is a big thing, right? Okay. So just like the demand for protein and beef and that stuff has a negative effect, you pulling that demand and pulling it back in and saying, okay, I'm not going to rely on other resources to provide my food. It's obviously healthier. So I'm going to just self-sustain by growing my own food. Or, obviously going solar or renewable energy to run either your own household or how you're doing it, greenhouse. Those are things I think that are just low cost, low impact things that you can do every day. The 5-minute showers thing is particularly difficult unless your water gets warm very quickly. I've tried it and not with much success. Like, it's just by the time and for people of color that like to use a wash rag, by the time you lather that rag up, it's already 5 minutes of warm water. So
there are some benefits to cold showers, though.
There are.
So that's something to try. Yeah, I don't know. I've tried it, and it's not when I lived in Syracuse, but they can be. It's good for the brain and to help with your
activation,
nervous system and things like that. So that might be something to try.
Hey, and let's try that. Whatever month that we release this podcast, and let's commit to doing cold showers for 30 days.
Oh, I was going to say once a week to start, but okay, 30 days. We all in. We all in.
I'm not asking
30
y'all to take
days.
the polar plunge, but let's jump in and we need the feedback.
Yes.
And if you want to be a guest on the Keep That Same Green Energy podcast because you have an opinion as well, go to keepthatsamegreenenergy.org, sign up on the form, and we'd love to have you. Stacey, any closing arguments or comments?
No closing arguments. Right. No closing statements. I'm good. Oh, no, I do have one.
Okay, there it is. What do you got?
Go Birds!
Go Birds, exactly. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah. So you know what it is, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We want to thank our guest, Stacey Ross, for being on the podcast. As always, keep that same green energy. Visit keepthatsamegreenenergy.org. And for sure, go Birds!
Go Birds!
Salute.
Energy. You think we'd be sick? I'm running out of energy. See, we use.
What up, world? I guess it's finally time to test what we got in this episode of Spilled Bars or Filled Jars. Let's jump into it. What up, world? It's Legrand. Keep that same green energy podcast, Season 2. Y'all know what it is. Spill bars and fill jars. Yeah, me? Let's go. Sure. Got more enemies than a den of thieves. Money and influence like the Kennedys. Haters acting like frenemies. I got them remedies, but I'ma be straight up with you. I don't even bend my knees. These bars is like clips, keep 10 of these at all times. I ain't holding mine with no intent to squeeze. Street PhD with like 10 degrees. Relentless on the mic, don't give in to please to stop. Nah, I don't even pretend to ease up. Tracks get burnt up soon as you send the cheese. Got lines to switch your wig to second kin to weaves. Reduce the boots to ashes and get in the breeze. I can't even begin to believe all this death around y'all still act like it's a sin to grieve. I go to work, unbutton my shirt, then I pin my sleeves, go where I want and decide when to leave. Why you think we get big stacks but still grow it? Why you think we get big racks but don't show it? But y'all faking cats quote big facts and don't know it. And it's big cap if you think we ever gonna blow it.